You know, in 2023, there are no good stars for those born under the sign of the ox. So will it be a challenging and problematic year? Stay tuned to find out. For those of you who are born under the sign of the ox, 2023 would be a rather interesting year. Now, that is because in every year, there will be a couple of animal signs that just doesn't have any auspicious stars. And guess what? Those of you who are born under the animal sign of the ox, you're one of them, right? In 2023, you don't have any good stars. But hear me out first. Hear me out first. Don't get panicky here. Just because you don't have the so-called conventional good stars doesn't automatically mean the year will be negative for you, okay? Hear me out first, and then we'll have a course of action plan for you to still turn this year to a rather fruitful and beneficial year, okay? Now here's the thing. In the 12 animal signs, they are like houses, okay? They are like houses that, sections that the earth orbits around the sun. And when it comes to Chinese astrology, how do we so-called do a reading for the signs? Is because every year there will be a host of stars that are positive and negative that are inside each animal signs, and that's how we do a reading, okay? It seems that in 2023, you have all this so-called more violent or negative energy stars. But hear me out. This is how you can use it, okay? So these are the stars. You have Peeling Head, you have Sky Dog, you have Lonesome Star, you have Moon Shark, you have Funeral Guest, you have Leopard Tail. All seems very negative if you read the classical ancient Chinese books, and you have zero good stars. So normally people say those born with ox is pretty much, you know, it's a screwed up year. But here's the thing, right? Peeling Head basically indicates that it's a start over, reboot. So if you have something you want to start all over again and start from fresh, this will be a great year to do so. So I don't think starting from zero up is a bad thing. A lot of times when we are going in the wrong direction in our career, in our relationships, we have a realization, an epiphany or a seizure in the bathtub, we suddenly realize, oh shit, maybe we should stop doing this shit because it's not beneficial and do something else or start all over again. Well, if that's the case, then it'll be a great year for you, okay? So it's not always a bad thing. And Sky Dog generally indicates scarring, okay, or injuries. That's what the old people say. But you see, here's the thing. Pain is temporary. Suffering is more permanent and psychological. So even if you have some temporary pain, if you realize that the pain will eventually go away, as long as you realize that you don't carry the suffering mentally and emotionally, you'll be all right. And also, here's the thing about Sky Dog. A lot of times people like to talk about their past, about how they survived a trauma, how they've been abused in terms of work, how they've been they're treated unfairly and they survived it, and they start talking about it and start using it as a trophy. Do not use your scar as a trophy, because if you keep doing that, it keeps you in the same spot. It doesn't allow you to break through and go to a new place. Listen, I know there are probably some unfair things that happened in your life before, and there's some things that, you know, you're not in the best position and people have bullied you. But here's the thing, forget that and move forward. That's how you leave the so-called scar behind. Stop using it as a trophy and start telling people how you survived it. It doesn't matter and nobody gives a shit, all right? And here's the thing, all right? The next star is called Lonesome Star. Now, Lonesome Star is this. A lot of times people in the old days say, this star is no good because you're lonely. Listen, it's okay to spend some time with yourself, you know. A lot of times you try to fill up that loneliness by trying to look for people to talk to and so-called share your pain and all that crap. Listen, you don't need that. What you need to do is just spend a little bit more time understanding yourself and knowing what works for you. That way, your so-called lonesome star now becomes a positive feature for you to basically shield up all the distractions. Now that you're not distracted, you could spend some time to improve yourself. So use this as a self-improvement thing for this 2022. Year of the Rabbit could be a year that you discover you could actually do this yourself. You can solve your own problems. You don't need anyone to take care of your whatever needs, okay? You could do this for yourself. And here's the thing, right? Funeral Guest is other people's problems, all right? So the rat had that last year, and so the rat had to take care of family issues who are sick or someone who's basically naggy or basically a problem, right? So in 2023, it's your turn. So it seems that there are other people's problems and you are too sympathetic to them. So here's the thing. Now, this is not telling you to be selfish, but it's saying draw your boundaries. Okay, if you have a boundary, hey, I like to help you, but here's the boundary. Here's the cutoff point. All right, they are not going to go into take up your personal time and your personal emotions and your money and your resources. So as long as you set healthy boundaries, this funeral guest is not going to affect you too much. I know there could be people who are possibly begging you for help and all that. We get that too a lot in our consulting businesses. Here's the thing, there must be a certain boundary between you and them. And that's how you stay healthy and mentally sane. And finally, leopard tail means that you might offend people, all right? So in the ancient days, when you have this star, it basically means, oh, you piss off too many people, so this year you gotta lay low, right? So a lot of people will tell those born year of the ox to lay low. Listen, we do not lay low, all right? Laying low are for losers. You move forward, you just move slowly, that's all right? So be a bit more cautious. Don't deliberately piss off someone, but if you have to piss off someone because you need to move ahead in life, so be it. What the fuck, right? I mean, who cares about this? I think a lot of times if you pay too much attention and put too much importance on what other people think about you, you're not going to move ahead. So if you've done your homework, you're not purposely offending people, you're just moving ahead because you're doing something that you know is worthwhile and makes a difference to your lives and maybe make a difference to other people's life, you don't care about offending people. That's how you handle the leopard tail, all right, for 2023. So I think, if you know what to do, 2023, in spite of the so-called negative stars, it can still be a fabulous year. You might think, no, there's no gifts from the universe. Listen, the universe didn't take anything from you, it owes you nothing. All right, if you have the sense of entitlement, that's when you will suffer the negative consequences of the stars. Nobody's entitled to anything. The universe did not borrow anything from you. So you don't have to, the universe doesn't owe you stuff. So in fact, if you think about it, a lot of good things did happen to you. You owe the universe more than the universe owes you. So remember, it is for you to contribute. And the more you can contribute, the more you can make a difference to other people's lives, that's when you will truly get fulfillment in your life. Okay, that's when you'll find happiness. So ox can appear in 4 ways in your astrology chart. You see, a full astrology chart, I mean, come on, you're not that dumb to think that the whole world only have 12 types of people, don't you? Surely not, right? 12 animal signs can appear in your year of birth, your month of birth, your day of birth, and your hour of birth. Because you have 4 animal signs, okay? So the year, if the ox appears in your year, it means that this year you will see a lot of people who are probably lonely. You'll see a lot of people who are probably a little bit pissed off or in pain or emotionally, dramatic. But not necessarily you, it's just you have to deal with their problems, okay? Because the year animal sign represents your friends, your network, the people around you, not necessarily you. In fact, the animal signs that impacts you more is your month of birth. So if you're born in the month of the ox, it indicates your work, your job, your career, your business. So that is where in your work, in order to move forward, you're going to step on some tails, you're going to be pissing some people off. But if you're all right with it and you set boundaries and you move forward, you're focusing on rebooting yourself, pivoting to a new industry, for example, then you will do well despite whatever challenges that you face in terms of work, all right? So the month of birth represents work. If it's the day of birth, you're born the day of the ox, it indicates that in your own personal relationship, maybe you want to reboot something, start all over again, or maybe understand yourself better, because remember you have the lonesome star. Sometimes it's your internal struggles, your internal conflict that cause the external environment to be full of tension. So maybe you want to rewire that a little bit and use this opportunity to have some self-discovery, your spiritual development, and maybe you will eventually have a better relationship. And finally, the hour of birth, born the hour of the ox. Now, the hour of the ox, the hour indicates your children or your ideas and your ambition and so forth. So it means that your 2023 contribution, ideas and suggestions, maybe people don't give a lot of support. Maybe your office staff or team don't really agree with you. Maybe your own family finds that your idea full of crap or whatever. It does not matter. Remember, you don't need their validation. You also don't need their support. Their support is nice, but unnecessary. Remember, this is the year that you give yourself the support. And if you feel that you can do something right and it's worthwhile, then you go ahead. You don't need other people to emotionally or mentally support you. And this is how you deal with these so-called negative stars in 2023. Now, on the spiritual side, you actually have the fire deity star. This is actually a star where on your spiritual journey, you actually learn how to deal with your temperaments, your anger, your excessive energy. Now, a lot of people have excessive energy, and when they don't use it, it becomes destructive. But if you use it in a constructive way, you can actually make a lot of positive changes, not just to your environment, but to the people around you and to yourself. So why don't you channel this outwards instead of trying to destroy yourself internally? That would be a great way to use this particular spiritual energy for 2023. Now, so if you want to find out more about the ox and or other animal signs, see the link that is on the screen or on the comment section right now. You can go and download the Triverse Guide and also read more about the other animal signs. That you can download the stuff that is on the page and also watch the other animal sign videos. And if you have not already done so, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos about the Feng Shui and astrology for 2023. So I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your family a happy and prosperous Chinese New Year.